G'day everyone, how are you guys going? Sorry, I was running a little bit late. I was just trying to get some things set up, and you'll see one very soon anyway. So, uh, how are you all? I'm doing pretty well. I've just been very busy getting a lot of things sorted anyway. But anyway, I thought I might just continue. Not really much to say to this day because a lot of the tech is still coming out as probably end of this month or starting of next month is when we start to see a lot of the new stuff that was announced in CES. Now, I'm just going to be cruising along, doing a lot of the still reviews, which I've got a few of the products there. So I'm just cleaning those out before all the bombard of the new tech, like the 12th gen of Intel laptops and also the AMD 6000 mobile chip laptops as well too. And obviously desktops will get slowly see them come through. Now, what I'm going to chat at, there's two things I actually want to have a quick talk about. First one, it is computer related, and that's because I actually went and bought myself a printer. Now, this printer is, I just bought, really, this is my thoughts. And because I actually don't print out photos anymore, I used to print out photos, but even then, that was quite a blue moon. Most of the times, I actually went to I actually sent it off or just get a professional photo lab to actually do the printing because I find their printers a lot better. And then you've got to go find yourself a few until you find they actually have better color accuracy, or and that's where I actually then will fit with one of them. But I did have a color printer at home, which is an inkjet for printing photos. And most of the times, as a photographer, and when you're in the photography world, the only brand that you more than likely hear in the photography world for printers is Epson. So, of course, as always, I went and bought myself an Epson, and not the cheapest printers, I can tell you that. And like I said, I very once in a blue moon would print out photos. Back then, even then, when I was doing commercially, I still would just print out the printery. So it's very rarely I should print out photos. And so in the end, a lot of my times, all the printers, I actually went and bought some very expensive photo printers. That was probably costing me around about $800 to $1,000. But I end up, a lot of times, the ink will dry up on them because I wouldn't actually use the printer itself. So in the end, and as technology caught by, you actually find that a lot of the cheaper printers were doing quite just as well as the high-end printers. Now, the only really much of a difference then was either speed, which wasn't really matter if you're doing home business, or speed for photos. And the other thing that you'll probably find is the format. So instead of only just doing up to A4, you can actually do A3. So you'll probably pay the extras for the A3. Now, as for for myself, I don't really do much. So what did I do? I went and bought myself a mono color printer. Mono laser color printer, because I only really print out very little bits and pieces, and it's mostly in black and white anyway. So very rarely I print out in color. I do know if your business, then I would be looking at the mid-range to upper range, and the reason for that is you get better high volume in terms for the printing for each toner, and also a lot of times the toners will actually end up being a lot better price for per page. Now, as a home user, more than likely, I would personally, my advice is find the cheapest, nastiest printer you can find. Most of these printers these days are doing very well in terms of speed, because speed wise, you're not going to you're not going to be printing like massive amount unless if you are doing at home printing out massive amount, like we're talking about 100 pages at a go. Then maybe that might be something if you're like a mid business, if you're a reception or something like that. Even reception, I wouldn't even say you have to worry about buying the biggest printer. They're probably a medium class one, and that's about it. But most of the time, you can be all right to wait a little bit longer for the print. Most of the times, like I said, the actual printer these days is quite cheap. I picked up this mono printer. You'll see in a moment. I'll show you in the other camera for about $100 or $200 for a laser mono printer. Unless you want to go color. If you do color, then For me, I don't really do. And in the end, which is going to be a sad thing as well too, is that the price of the toner is more expensive than printer most of the time. So a lot of people end up just dumping away the printer and not buy the toner or the ink for it because they find buying a new printer was cheaper than buying the ink for it, which is a bit of a sad thing. And I think this is something that a lot of the printer manufacturers should take consideration and bring down a lot of the price of the ink, or they come with better. Well, they do come with usually about a quarter or half filled. I would say, well, I call it the eco cartridges of for the printers when they come off there. And then, of course, when you actually buy the replacement or refill, and that would fill it up to max out in a way. Now, as for using third party, I have used third party ones in the past, and it has caused some issues with the head. That was for the ink. Now, as for the toners, I haven't really used that. I'm mostly using the same brand as the printer, so straight directly from the manufacturer anyway. So, I don't have much experience. For those who's going to ask me about third-party toners as good as the original manufacturer's ones, I don't really unfortunately have experience in that one to see how long, if it degrades the head or not. Now, there are two parts of it, of course. There's the head and also the toner itself. Now, the head itself is going to be more expensive, of course, and so that's what you're really running the risk of, is the head becoming pretty much jammed up or clogged up a lot quicker than normal if you're not using the manufacturer, and that's about it. But most of the time, you probably can save a fair bit of money using a third party, and then all the money you save will then probably be to buy the head. Well, that's pretty much about it. So so you really have to come look at the cost of a printer. Now, the other thing really gripes me a lot is that a lot of printers don't come with the printer cable, which is this USB Type A to USB Type B. Now, I'm going to just go off camera, and hopefully this camera will work, just to grab it up. So that's this one here, which I'll just see if this will focus. Oh, wow, this Dell webcam can focus very quickly. But that cable here, which is really hard to find sometimes, I like to see printer manufacturers upgrade this to a USB, even though it's USB Type B, but the free version. Now, I'm going to see if I can find this away from me, because I do have one of these, and I'm going to explain what this one is. Let me just see if I can find it. It's just in here. Give me a second. I have one of these running. I just pulled it out before, and that one there. I will find it. Where is it? That little thing. It's got a blue end to it. You'll see it's quite common. Here it is. I found it. Let me just move this out of the way. So this little cable here. Now, this one here is something I like to see printer manufacturers move to. And the reason why I say this one is a lot more common because a lot of the monitors these days will come with this cable. So I'd like to see that printer move away from this old style USB Type A to USB Type B to the upgraded version for this, which shares the same as your monitor. So that way we don't have to buy printer cable if you're trying to do a connection, even though some of these connections do wireless. Like this printer can do wireless, even this cheap one can do wireless. But I still had issues trying to get this thing set up. I'm still setting it up at the moment, this wireless, because it's not looking for my wireless. So I even tried the WPS, nothing there. So that's why I went and tried and find myself a cable. Luckily, I still had a cable from my old printer anyway. So that's one of my gripes. I like to see them upgrade to this USB Type B, but the upgraded version for which shares the same as your monitor. Anyway, that comes along. If you guys got any questions about printers, give me a buzz. I'm not a massive expert. I do try to do a bit of troubleshooting, and we've done commercial with PaperCut and Equitrack as well too. If you're those who actually do use those servers, I have a little bit of experience with that there. Now, anyway, on to the next one. The next topic is for those that don't really follow me. Actually, have I put this up? No, I have not. Sorry. So I am doing a review on the new GoPro 10, as I was asked to actually have a look at the new GoPro 10, and I've never used an action cam before. Well, actually, I have used the action cam before, but not the GoPro. And so this is a new experience for me. You'll actually see, I'm going to release these videos out on my secondary channel, which is the Illusion Studio, because I'm not going to I'm going to keep this channel more for computers, for those who actually want to see. Now, one of the new cool things, because GoPro gave me sent me a GoPro 10 Black to have a look at, and like I said, I'm blown at the moment by the amount of features it has compared to what. Now I have seen GoPro grow up. I actually did look at the GoPro original in 2007 and went all the way to, I think I didn't buy one straight away because I normally don't try to get the first gen, and even the second and third gen I was going a bit iffy because being photography back then the DSLR still ruled everything, and looking at the actual format in terms of how it captured, I find it very flat, and I didn't really enjoy the actual picture quality when it was going. But still, it did amazing jobs for those who actually did use Action Cam. Now, fast forward to 2021 or 2022 with the GoPro 10, I am blown by the quality of the. Now, this is going to be something I found out that about a couple of days, I found out that the GoPro 10 and I think the GoPro 9 and I think up to, I think, let's have a look. I think the conditions are up to the GoPro. Let's have a look. Support up to the GoPro 4. Okay, so it's been a while now that it can actually act as a webcam. Now, I'm going to actually bring in the GoPro 10 in here because I've got it connected up. So let me see if I'm my mouse. I'm going to add in the GoPro 10 here. And this is the GoPro 10. So this is the quality from it. And it is coming off the laptop here. Coming off laptop here, and you'll see it coming through. Now I'm going to give it the full screenshot. I'm hoping we've still got audio, so I'm going to remove my. I'll just have the, if you guys can see. So that's the GoPro 10. I'm actually getting it connected up. You do have to have the web thing on it, and I'll have a little play with see how it comes. So if I go with the full GoPro, because I'm doing this as a test as well too. So if this audio cuts out, I'm hoping that I think that just froze up. Just wait. There we go. It's just caught up itself. Let's try it again. Tell me if the audio still runs on the GoPro. Now, the audio isn't coming from the GoPro. It's coming directly from the laptop because I couldn't work out how to get the microphone working on the GoPro. So let me see if I can. So my mic was turned off, and I'm hoping it's now coming through echo, and I don't really want to do that. But let me just turn this microphone off. I'll just mute this thing. But you'll see this is pretty sweet. Like this is in, I don't know how wide this is, but this will be kind of cool. And I might actually do a little bit of a few live stream with this running around. I'm actually blown by how much I'm shaking this like crazy. Oh, it's actually, I don't know. So it looks like when it's in webcam mode, it doesn't really put on the hyper smooth 4, which is its stabilization. So I'm going to put this down so I don't hope you guys don't get busy from wiggling in a way. So let me just bring myself back up again. I'm going to mute this computer here. Okay, so you get to see two of these running around through in a way. So I was having a play with GoPro 10, and I am blown by its stabilization. I don't know if I even got something because I've been filming some cool things with it. And I'm gonna give you guys a quick preview to see some unedited videos. Let me see if I can bring this thing up. I'll just see if I can bring this thing up here. Hold a second. Where's that? I'll do that in a moment. So let's just go back to GoPro. I'll just see if I can get into my account because I'm playing with. I haven't worked out this GoPro thing fully yet because come on, bring me into where I need to be. The cloud. I want to go to the cloud. All right. No, that didn't like it at all. That's unfortunate, isn't it? I'm still new to the GoPro system. And media library, here it is. Found it. As you see, this is on the air. Let me have a look if this will work for you guys. Okay, now let me see if I can share the screen. I think this might be a little bit, oh, that's not what I want to do. Let me put this myself back in. Let me share the screen. Share window. This one here. All right. I hope this will come up through. Oh, let me remove my other computer from this. Now, this was filmed from GoPro with using this GoPro here. And I've lost that window. Does that bring it up? Yeah. And I haven't really worked. I'm going to do slow motion for this one because this can do around about 100. Well, I was filming in 2.7K, which at I think 120 frames per second. Now, if you do 1080K, you can do it up to about 240 frames per second. So that's really crazy slow motion anyway. So I'm just going to have but the stabilization is now this is going to be a little jerky because this is coming directly from the cloud anyway. But I'm really just moving very quickly. I wish I actually filmed myself filming this, but it is very crazy. You'll see me start running around with this guy. And I'm pretty blown by how stabilized this is. Just me holding this with my hand, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm running very quickly with this thing, along with this guy here. So look how smooth that is. Wait until I actually slow mo this for them to have a look at. But fantastic. So I'd love to hear the comments. What do you guys think about that? The movement there. Like at one period of time, I was full bolting backwards for that, and that's me doing my little. I do. Actually, I don't think I was even doing my my duck walk for that. Normally, I do my duck walk for when I was doing glide cam, but yeah. So that's something I was actually quite blown by how well this is. Let me just bring myself back in there. Okay, so I was really blown by that, and I was also doing some hyperlapse. It's not hyperlapse; it's called hyperlapse, but it's called time lapse on the thing. So I'm kind of cool by that. But you'll see in my GoPro full review. I took this out for a lot of things, doing a lot of things, and so definitely, I really enjoy this GoPro 10 anyway. All right. So the last part I want to talk to you guys, and I should really do this at the start. I should do this at the start. Anyway, what I was thinking is actually putting up a poll. I've actually put up the poll. You'll see this poll here. Let me just share the screen again. Let's bring this thing in here. And if you go down to my, well, I'll just find. If you go down to my channel, go to community, and right down there, I've just put a little poll up to find out which days you guys prefer to have this live stream, either Wednesday or a Thursday. Now, I'm talking about in Australian time because it's where I live. It's easier for me to work on. So hence why I put about 9. So which is about sort of the same time now, either on Wednesday or Thursday. And I'll try and keep that as a regular thing because at the moment I'm just doing it when I have free time. Now, if I do set myself that goal, that makes it easier for you guys as well. So definitely go in there and just do a quick vote. And that helps me out to work out which days that I would try to keep it as the live stream day anyway. Now, I will also maybe sometimes you may see me switch the day from because last year I was mostly doing it on Wednesday, and then near the end of the year I was starting to do it on Thursday anyway. But I would like to find out which days you guys prefer. I had some guesses that couldn't do well. I had some guesses line up that couldn't do Wednesdays, and so they moved it to Thursday. So I moved it to Thursday, and that was the reason for it anyway. And then I started doing Thursdays for that. But yes, I would definitely like to see what days that you guys would prefer for the live stream. But it looks like pretty quiet in the chat room, so I might just call it for tonight. And definitely, I'll just continue back on working and continue doing all what I need to do anyway. But it's nice to hang out with you. So definitely, guys, keep safe. And as always, catch you later. And imperfections in life makes it beautiful and interesting. I'll catch you in the next video.